Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning into another Supatease video, and this is a video that you are going to want to watch before you open your next great vault, because there have been significant and dramatic improvements to the great vault rewards, giving you more options should the luck of the draw not play out your way. I am really enjoying the responsiveness to feedback with patch 9.2, and this is one of those points of feedback, is to try and make the vault feel less bad when you kind of hit nothing on the vault. And I think they're going about it in a great way, adding an additional measure for you to be able to select further rewards, reducing your grind in other parts of the game. And if you want to make sure that you're staying up to date with changes like this, class balance changes, patch updates, make sure that you're ahead of the competition, hit the subscribe button, because that's just going to let you know when my videos go live. But this update is targeted at the Great Vault, and we can see within the scheduled weekly maintenance in each region, they are intending to make the following changes to certain rewards provided by the Great Vault. The attendance token of merit has been updated, and this was kind of the extra token that you could buy at the bottom of the Great Vault. Now, instead of being only able to carry 3 of these, you will be able to carry up to 12, and you will now receive 2 tokens if you unlocked 1 Great Vault segment. You will receive 4 if you unlocked 2 Great Vault segments, and you will receive 6 if you unlocked 3 or more segments of your Great Vault. Now, these tokens are also going to be expanded upon to be able to provide you additional rewards to aim at your gameplay. One of those rewards is going to be from the vendor Kotul and Oribos. It's going to be the Ephemera Infused Mesh, which is add a socket to a Shadowlands Season 3 helmet, necklace, bracer, belt, or ring that does not already have a socket. This costs 6 attendance tokens of merit. So I know for myself, I'd much prefer to be grinding my sockets from the Great Vault. You know, once I've gone through the gearing process, we have that additional vendor coming in with the catalyst to be able to craft our tier gear. I've perhaps completed my gear, and then looking at the Great Vault, there's not a lot to look forward to. Now instead, I can pick up a socket, or if I hit nothing on my vault, I can pick up a socket for a piece that I got in the previous week, which is going to be a great addition instead of doing the rift farming that we saw in patch 9.1.2. For myself, at least as a PvP player, this is a great change. I much prefer to unlock my sockets this way, and it does give me something that's still going to be of my late game potential within the game as a reward, as a guarantee every week. The other option is going to be the Overflowing Chest of Riches, which will reward an average of 300 gold. This only costs 3 of the attendance tokens of merit, so you could be looking at upwards of 6,000 gold if you were to get 3 Great Vault segments and pick this option. So let's say you had already completed your sockets, got all of your gear, and now you want to be building up some gold for whatever it happens to be in the game, probably a legendary. Let's be real here, those are extortionist prices for the legendary, so this is going to give you a little bit of an additional gold income. There's also going to be a certified vouch safe, which is increase your renown with your current covenant by 1 up to a cap of 80. This item is bound to your BattleNet account and only costs 1 attendance token of merit. So let's say you've finished your character, you've gotten all of your sockets, you're fully geared a couple months from now, because I'm imagining this patch is going to be pretty long. You can now buy some renown to send to your alts. So you can buy that level 40 boost and then maybe boost an alt all the way, or maybe re-roll Covenant and give you some alt flexibility from the Great Vault rather than strictly having to farm story content or other methods of the game that maybe you don't really want to do. So I really love this. Maybe it could be a little bit more than 1 renown is the only thing I'm thinking here, but it is nice to have it as an option so that I can experiment more with the game. This is really what this is going to enable me to do in the late game. In the early game, I don't see myself picking the gold or the renown, but 2 months from now, once my gear is completed, then these do become great options for alts. Bottled Night Sky rewards 25 Genesis motes used for the protoform synthesis. This will cost 1 attendance token of merit. The Treatise on Patterns in the Purpose rewards 40 ciphers of the first one. This will cost 1 attendance token of merit. And the Tribute to the Enlightened rewards 150 reputation with the Enlightened, costs 1 attendance token of merit. So if you want to maybe catch up some reputation and you don't necessarily want to just be doing the world quests, you could potentially postpone that rep grind grind until much later, but again, that rep is pretty significantly reduced. The developer's notes read as these changes are aimed at improving the feeling of opening your great vault, even on weeks when, for whatever reason, bad luck, you don't see a direct upgrade in the other items you can choose among. We've also heard feedback that as a consolation prize, attendance tokens of merit haven't really felt rewarding enough to erase that frustration. Now in Season 3, we're making the number of tokens scale with the number of vaults you unlock up to a maximum of 6 tokens per week from 3 or more unlocked vault slots. Furthermore, we're adding additional options to the vendor, including an item that will add a socket to any eligible piece of Season 3 gear, combined with the power of the creation catalyst coming in future weeks. We hope that these changes will ensure that every great vault feels like it's helping you make progress toward your goal. Now, the only thing that I really think is missing from this, that it's kind of a bit of a problem for me at this point, is Soul Ash and Soul Cinders. They seem to be a currency that's been kind of forgotten, but if you have not crafted your legendaries up to the current maximum level to then only use Cosmic Flux, you have a very arduous and large grind of Torghast to do to get the amount of Soul Ash and Cinders required to craft those initial stage legendaries. And while the Jailer's Gauntlet was actually a great addition to Torghast, content that myself I didn't find particularly fantastic, but the Jailer's Gauntlet format of it was actually very fun. I enjoyed getting my powers a lot faster, running through a kind of gauntlet of challenges that didn't make me feel like it was just wasting my time with monsters that have entirely too much health like the previous version of Torghast, and I actually enjoyed it and was interested in farming that because its rewards were also higher with how much Soul Ash and Soul Cinders. I was interested in farming that to be able to get other legendaries for off specs, for different covenants and stuff like that. But I found out pretty quickly that you only get the rewards from that version of Torghast from one layer per lifetime. So if you complete layer 1, you can't get rewards from layer 1 ever again, and there's a limited number of layers, so you'd only ever get those rewards once, and then you'd have to go back to the previous version of Torghast, which has either a very long and steep grind to be able to get to the higher layers, which are still not even that rewarding, of the Soul Cinders and Soul Ash, which are kind of effectively, old currencies. I'm not sure why we're being held back so heavily with those being restricted as they are, considering how measurable the amount of gold it is to actually buy those legendaries anyways. I would really like to see the Soul Cinders and Soul Ash requirements or rewards increased or reduced, whatever option is available to that, for crafting the legendaries, because right now the best part about 9.2 is this expansive amount of builds and different strategies that you can go after, but the currencies are restricting at least myself from being able to pursue that expansive amount of content to really consume. I'd love to try more of those builds, and I'd really like to see that as an improvement, maybe even as an additional reward to the Great Vault, maybe with these tokens to buy Soul Cinders and Soul Ash at a hugely increased margin. So if you want to be able to construct some of those additional legendaries, maybe mail those to alts as well, it would be definitely I would entertain the idea, to say the least. That was the biggest thing that I've noticed so far. Either make the Jailer's Gauntlet a weekly reward so I can go in there every week and clear maybe the top layer and get a bunch of that all at once to try a new legendary that week, but something to do with Soul Cinders and Soul Ash. And then hopefully these gold prices and the legendaries will just kind of go down on their own, because right now it is definitely very high. But aside from that, I am excited for this improvement to the Great Vault. I'm a little bit more relieved now if I open it tomorrow and there's nothing in it, that I'm going to at least be able to start, completing the pieces that I have already gotten or improving them with these sockets. So I do at least have that to fall back on. Aside from that, what do you guys think about 9.2 so far? Do you think that these are the types of improvements and iterations on feedback that will take the game in the right direction, especially when we consider things like moving forward to the next expansion or not? Let me know in the comments down below. If you'd like to catch me live, you can follow me on twitch.tv/Supatease. I am streaming every day, currently doing a 2400 challenge, which is to push to 2400 arena rating on all classes. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching the video, and I will catch you in the next one.